Mistress, it's time for another Patreon request.
Oh yeah, I resurrected you, didn't I?
Yep.
Turkey shit did weird things to my mind.
Yep, it did. But anyway, this one's called Message from Space. It's almost as bad. Have fun!
Message from Hagan!
You missed! You should look where you're aiming!
This film is like a mini who's who of Japanese cinema. It was produced by Toei, was directed by Kinji Fukasaku, director of Battle Royale, and its stars include Hiroyuki Sanada from Ring, Sonny Chiba from Nearly Everything That's Worth Watching, Tetsuro Tamba from You Only Live Twice, and Vic Morrow, who appears to be having his second worst experience involving Asian people.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up and leave an angry comment.
It's okay, you can't say anything worse than I said to myself for thinking of that line. I feel even worse than a guy and two small Vietnamese children who had an active helicopter land on their heads. Did I say heads? In at least one of those cases, I meant neck stump. This came out in 1979, part of the post-Star Wars space opera boom, and it's better than the far more famous and infamous Star Crash. Apart from everything else, this managed to create an Ouroboros of inspiration by doing some shit that the later Star Wars films would do. I'm not gonna say this definitely inspired stuff in the later films, because this is better than a few of them, but it was a bit popular, so who knows. Oh, well, that's a very progressive company. We then open with Leia's theme from Star Wars, because it's not like they're hiding their influences.
Fucking seamless!
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the USS Message from Space. Holy fuck, nebulas don't fly like that. And by like that, I mean like the ship in Ulysses 31. And that one looks like an eye! And that's a brain! That's an anus!
Did someone explode Galactus? Damn it, that was my idea.
Oh hey, a planet. At least it's safe from being eaten.
The planet Jelusia is on the verge of death.
Oh, guess not then.
The planet Jelusia is on the verge of
appearing in a film. See Message from Space this summer!
Movie, no planet is worth that fanfare, except maybe Trill, Clitoris from Vegas in Space, and Earth. But only on my birthday.
Meanwhile, in the Actium Maximus, someone's smearing melted wax and cum everywhere. Ew. These are the Jelusians, aka the Druids, from space, who have taken refuge inside an abstract painting. The planet's under attack, and the princess...
Funny. She doesn't look Druish.
...has been tasked by her grandfather, this guy, to follow the 8 Dragon Balls he's sending out into the cosmos to find some great warriors who'll save them from the evil Gavanas. They're lucky they picked on the Jelusians. If it was the Rakalians, they'd be fucked.
You will follow the Liabe seeds wherever they go.
And ensure they don't bring Justin Chatwin back this time. She's accompanied on this journey by Iruko, a man that only she can see and hear. Mainly because everyone else ignores him because he's a twat. Meanwhile, there, we see the Gavanas, a race of literal Final Fantasy villains and their king. The greatest headbutter in the universe.
Majesty! Well? Jelusian sighted in Area 10. They're trying to escape. Look, sire.
I could tell it was a Jelusian ship, sire, because no one else uses literal spaceships. Well, except for some guys in Starfleet, but the Americans didn't get that show, so I can't mention that in the review. They get very confused when it's not all about them.
Roxea, you see them try to leave, and yet you do nothing.
Ah, after 10 minutes, I'm free! Time to conquer the dining room! I realize that most people in this are dubbed, but she sounds extra dubbed.
I think you'd better get after those Jelusians and kill them.
And is wearing some kind of ceremonial nose armor. Hopefully this will be useful in the finale because, as Chekhov said, a villain introduced in the first act of a sci-fi movie wearing a silver nose guard should use said nose guard in the third act to deflect a laser blast and therefore unwittingly save the day. Yeah, I didn't bother with the accent, but to be fair, neither did Walter Koenig. There's a short battle as the princess escapes. It was really thrilling. Someone set up a model. Out in the depths of space, played here by a Mark Rothko knockoff, some of the universe's few white people are on a space cruise. You know, space white people stuff. Listen, if you have a better explanation for Star Trek, then I'd like to hear it.
Oh, those are space fireflies.
Firefly?
They're very well admired, though short-lived, and even decades later their fans won't shut the fuck up about them.
Anyway, people in the future, like Ashens, have simple tastes. They're occasionally entranced by Starcom toys.
Rough Riders are interfering with our course.
What? Hey, looking good!
Piloting those toys are Shiro and Aaron, some Rough Riders who, I assume, are insensitive lovers.
What?
Their careless speeding around space and illegal use of rear projection has attracted the ire of local space cops.
Stop! You are ordered to stop! Please obey the code! Will you stop?
It's crime flying time! I can't tell what's a bigger issue, that he's wearing a helmet or that they're not. The safety mustache is on point though. After a quick rave and a sequence that shows they certainly had access to a model, all three ships crash. The policeman crashes miles from the other two though. We can't have him slowing down the main plot. The plot does enough of that by itself. What made them crash? Probably the walnuts that flew into them at high speed.
What the hell is this?
Hey, Aaron! Look what I found!
I found evidence of the Kessler syndrome! These are two of the magic Liabi seeds sent by the Jelusians to find help. And they are indeed clearly played by walnuts.
Why walnuts? Well, I'll show you. But first, I couldn't find a walnut. I don't know why I saw there a Pikachu, but we'll pretend it's a walnut, okay? Hey, Minion!
Yes, mistress?
Do you want to help me with something? Do you want to be a hero?
Oh, I'd very much love to.
Oh, wonderful.
Jesus Christ, did you just hit me with a tiny little yellow rat?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you see, minions make shit heroes.
Meanwhile, at the space military base, from space, General Vic Morrow is blowing millions of dollars from space on a rocket funeral for his robot, Beba 1.
Rest in peace.
You mean you use the precious military rocket for a robot's funeral?
That's right, General.
Apparently, Japanese people don't waste insane amounts of money on funerals for their girlfriends. Damn savages. Morrow is playing General Garuda, so called because he's clearly a mythological South Asian monster known for being involved in the deaths of innocent... Oh shit, I didn't even mean that one. Ultra General Sternman fires Garuda for clearly being deranged, but the joke's on him. Garuda already worked out he was crazy and so resigned before the call. He puts on the pimp coat from space that he'll wear for much of the film and takes his new robot, Beba 2, to go get drunk. Give him enough time and drink and he'll forget that he's turned into a blaxploitation version of Oliver Cromwell. He'll also forget that Beba 1 is dead and try to come on to his replacement. You know, Beba 2 is what happens if you go for the pound shop version of Twiki from Buck Rogers, but you land on the dollar store version by accident.
No more booze. No more booze.
Hey, baby, you better shut your voice box.
Beba, I need you for a lot of things, but none of them require talking.
And forget the Mos Eisley Cantina, this bar is the real hive of scum, villainy, and tits. It's like someone took the 70s and then violated it with space truckers. And holy fuck, there's the 11th Doctor! Headcanon updated! This is like the time I found him in a music video for Fish Heads by Barnes & Barnes. And there's a Clara Splinter too. Weirdest Doctor Who connection in a movie I've reviewed since I found River Song in Boy Meets Girl. And I just noticed Beba 2 kinda looks like BB-8 from The Force Awakens. Wait, BB-8, Beba 2. I think 6 updates can easily get you from this to this if you drop all the extraneous letters that aren't B. Yeah, he's officially one of those ideas that the Star Wars movies totally didn't borrow from Message from Space. Wink wink, nudge nudge, know what I mean? Is your wife a goer, A?
Hey, what is this? You put something in my drink?
When I said on the rocks, I meant ice! So how come the nuts crashed into Aaron and Shiro's ships, making them crash, but just sort of materialized in his glass? Oh hey, it looks like scary Japanese Ron Jeremy has an opinion on the matter.
Look, you guys, I want that dough!
He is way too threatening for that shirt.
He's after some money from Shiro and Aaron. I have no idea why, but it's probably pointless.
Get out of my way!
Hey, racism is not cool, even if he is a fucking space ball. This guy who's panicking is called Jack, a guy who A, is cowardly enough to be freaked out over a little thing like a death threat.
Big Sam's gonna throw us in quicksand, that's what he'll do!
B, weak enough to break his teeth on a tomato. And C, treacherous enough to wear that hat is given a walnut. My guess is that it's his devotion to the Oxford-Cambridge space race.
Hey, Aaron, Shiro! Hey, listen!
Who is she?
That's a good question, Jack. We probably didn't know each other until this scene. Anyway, she pays off on Jeremy, with money, you sickos. Probably, I dunno, it was off screen, so imagine what you want. And they agree to help her grab some space fireflies because just go with it.
Fireflies? There they are! Today's the day I'll get those two!
Oh, fuck it, it's Inspector Japanese there.
I made myself miserable thinking of that pun.
Why the fuck do you have a siren? Thanks to space being a vacuum, the only one who can hear it is you. And even you probably shouldn't be able to hear it, because it's space.
They don't call me kamikaze for nothing!
They call me kamikaze because I'm another failure who can't finish anything I start. They escape the cop and start searching for the fireflies, which are radioactive things. Add that to them leaving their ships without suits, and you have possibly the most accurate depiction of a spacewalk ever seen on film.
Marina, Aquamarina, what are these strange enchantments that start whenever you're near?
They probably don't even need the masks to breathe, they just like the industrial K-pop look. Anyway, they see the Jelusian ship drifting towards them.
What's that thing?
The HMS Erebus. It was a little more lost than most people realised. So they land and investigate.
What's the matter?
I'd scream too. There goes their salvage rights.
Are they dead? I don't know.
Oh, aren't they beautiful?
I don't know what that ship's called, but she wants to rename it the Good Ship Venus.
This engine wasn't made in our solar system.
No, it was made on Earth about 1,000 years ago because the producers couldn't afford to build yet another spaceship. So General Makara has tracked down the mysterious ship's skull, so Shiro et al. Need to take their ships and form the Die-X. Or, since like the Americans they've not seen Starfleet, they need to run off and let the Hot Fuzz deal with the problem.
Expect the goddamn patrol ship was just blown up.
I think Aaron wants a bunch of tiny people to use his suit as a racetrack. Anyway, it turns out that General Garuda's been sleeping off his hangover in their hovel, because they couldn't think of a better way for them all to meet. As expected, everything quickly degenerates into a fight and then they pull out their nuts. Pretty sure I've seen this porno before.
Look, Rocco. You mustn't hurt those who are going to save us.
There's no possible way these could be anything but the magic nuts we sent out into the cosmos. I know I said that when we found that Whole Foods from space, but this time I'm sure.
The Liabi gods would have chosen heroes, not wastrels like these idiots.
Clearly you have shit gods get better ones. I'm taking applications.
No. Daddy wants to be God. It's God's turn to be Daddy. Wait, what did I just say? I want to be Teddy God.
He'd be an improvement over the ones you've already got.
Who are you?
Sorry to break in on you like this.
My name is Centauri. I'm here to talk to you about a game called The Last Starfighter. No, he wants to know what the fuck's going on. Understandable, really. The film's not bothered keeping him up to speed.
I don't understand what this means. Maybe you can tell me about it.
All right, I will.
Basically, we were Arborea from Flash Gordon, but without the military genius of Timothy Dalton's mustache. So we were invaded and easily crushed by the cast of Masters of the Universe. In fact, we were so crap that actual Earth druids would have done better, and all they had were sickles and the power of being elderly. Anyway, Garuda's not too impressed with the nuts' choices thus far.
What I don't understand is why your god and these miracle Liabe seeds picked them. And these young men, they don't seem to me as if they could even handle a weapon.
That's right, we can't.
He sounds unusually proud of that, for an arrogant little prick that can only get an erection by fucking with the cops. Unless he's trying to impress the princess by taking anything anyone says about him and amplifying it.
Listen up, Fives, a 10 is talking.
Oh, please, we're collectively a 2 on a good day.
I could kill everyone in this room with a thought.
We've never even been in a room with a thought before.
I'm badass and manly. These guys are pathetic baby men.
Wah wah, goo goo, I just shit myself.
Hey, tough guy. What about you? What do you have to say?
Okay, which of these three is meant to be tough?
Oh, well, I think that,
Controversial choice.
What do you say?
I say Beba 2 looks distractingly like a one-man craft from 2001. Oh, you want to know what Pimp Obi-Wan says about your planet? He says that he's too busy collecting capes and fucking robots, and he's not yet all out of robots.
Beba, let's go.
Which bites him in the ass, nearly literally, when Beba starts giving him a mean guilt trip.
Why not help these good people? Beba 1 would so wish it. You are strong man, fighting man, man of army.
Yeah, I'll show you what I can do with my arm later on. First him, and now Lando Calrissian. What is it with men? Men with facial hair and dressed like pimps and robots. This is like the weirdest stereotype I just invented.
No robot can forget your goodness to robot kind.
Emerald leader, we must go. We dare not waste a minute.
I just found out that someone drew triangles on my face as I slept. I must find makeup remover. So Hat Guy announces that he can take the Jalusians to where they can find the real heroes of the nut. It's a lie, of course, because he's a real hero of the cunt. Wait, that sounds way better than I was going for. Maybe I need to diversify my insults. He brings them to this woman who looks like she's a werewolf about a quarter of the way through her transformation. She goes along with this. Apparently this is a long-running partnership between her and Hat Guy.
You know where the hell they are?
Yes.
Space nuts must be really common. Her son and Hat Guy take the bodyguard into the wilderness to dispose of him. The princess will then apparently be so turned on that she'll marry the son. Because becoming a rape pimp from space is the best thing Hat Guy could ever hope to achieve. Okay, what have we learned? That space walnuts are terrible judges of the character. Also, did I mention that the werewolf woman's son is a dinosaur?
I'm a dinosaur.
What the fuck was his father?
You're just like the other people. They hate him because he's ugly.
Other people? You tried this before? It clearly didn't work. Maybe they hate him because he's a star of the shape of water, and the water's from space. Rapey, forced marriage-loving space. It's weird, but the thing I'm most confused about is why the mother/werewolf woman is dressed like half the hippies in London in 1966.
What are you waiting for? Make the pretty one yours.
And about 1,000 hentais were born. Oh good, she was saved by the anti-rape squad from space. Well, no one's gonna miss those two.
She's alive.
Yes, I used the blue beam. The old woman's alive too, and the bodyguard as well. Apparently the only thing anyone can kill is a sexually frustrated lizard man. Anyway, the bodyguard worships the ship as it leaves. I like to imagine this is how Rayleighism started. Ah shit, the hero stole a Roomba and a bunch of lights from the space police and are having a party to celebrate.
You can use the electronic frame from my machine, and we'll attach your ships to the wings of mine. When the battle begins, we can separate the ship into smaller machines and then merge back together again.
And also inventing a whole genre of anime. Get her drunk enough and she'll probably invent the plot to Wild Zero.
Hey, what a cool idea. I like it a lot.
The bodyguard makes it back, does some traditional Liabe combat flailing and collapses. Hat Guy confesses but drags the other two down with him because there's no honor among rape pimps.
Go on, ask them. You'll see. Those two got their share of the loot.
Is that true? Answer me, Aaron.
It's only attempted murder and sexual slavery. It's not that big a deal. Get off my case, Mom! Jordan Peterson said it was cool in a Skype call. In other news, Shiroyuki Sanada has completely misunderstood why she's angry.
Maya, think a little. You don't really believe in these silly nuts. A nut is a nut, honey, and that's all.
The Liabe could be a bunch of space nuts with a hard-on for actual space nuts, and they kind of are. But that doesn't make murder and rape okay. I can't believe I have to try and explain this shit to the fucking heroes.
You've got to use your head. Because even if it's true, the problem is 2 million light years away.
That's nothing. We could fly that on your collar easily. I just had an idea. A man's hair length is proportional to his heroism. Hat Guy's got short hair and is a dickhead. The General's got longer hair and is not a dickhead. And these two...
And who needs this?
...are exactly as red and mushroom-shaped as Hat Guy.
Okay, theory ruined.
I hate you all!
Why does this film think that a Venn diagram between outlaw space asshole and petulant 12-year-old's a fucking circle? She finds her own nut embedded in her chair. My, that must have been an exciting form of castration. Okay, as long as we don't turn on the lights, he won't spot us, and then he'll go scream elsewhere. What did you say? Turn on the lights? No! Hello, Doombots that I've never seen before that are somehow appearing in my obvious dream. I love the princess for some reason. This makes more sense the less you think about it. If you become brain dead, it's almost genius. Man, Hiroyuki Sanada's a deep sleeper. I guess that's what happens when you spend all film acting, rather than just flailing your arms and looking like Kaneda from Akira, played by a young Hugh Grant. The other two are also having nightmares about the Jelusians because someone's psychic now. Weirdly, the Gavanas have the same dramatic entrance powers in all the dreams. Clearly, the pull of imagination in these characters is about as deep as the film itself. It's probably got something to do with whoever's lobbing nuts at people. Hey Sanada, think fast! Glowing walnuts are fucking exciting. Aaron still hasn't come back to him. Maybe because he's secretly Andrew Garfield, or maybe because he's a late bloomer.
Take it easy. Be a little patient. You'll get one. Hey, don't bother me. I'm not a kid.
You had one! You threw it away because you are a fucking kid!
Hey, don't bother me. I'm not a kid.
I'm not a kid. Now get me some chocolate milk. I have to watch YouTubers tell me what I think about stuff.
I don't even want one. It's not making so much noise. I can't get to sleep.
You know, it's possible that he just chucked his so hard it ended up in the back of her ship. Who knows? It's a mystery.
It's not a good mystery, but still a mystery.
A bit like the mystery of why the Gavanas decorate their rooms with what looks like the Cardassian and Klingon symbols fucking.
Welcome to my base, Emeralida. I've wanted to talk to you for a long time.
Ah, Emperor Roxaya, I thought I recognized your foul stench when I was brought on board.
It was not our fault if we had to destroy this planet.
It kind of is. Listen, if you're gonna commit genocide, at least tell us that all the guys you killed deserved it because they were dicks. Have some respect for us.
This is but a formality because I clearly want to seduce you, my dear. If I have one more princess, I can add another horn to my helmet.
Take her away. Fire!
Jawohl, Lord Helmet. They shove the werewolf woman into the mind probe because her thoughts are sure to be fucking amazing. And it's a short documentary about the land and people of North Japan, because she's an Ainu. Fascinating and probably a bit racist to the Ainu.
Tired.
So tired, I accidentally fucked a lizard. Sir, why are we doing this? All she can remember are Hallmark cards. Fuck it, based on the memories of an elderly, dinosaur-fucking crazy werewolf, he decides to conquer Earth. Alpha, find some walnut bearers with attitude!
Never before have I seen such a beautiful planet. What do you call it?
An obscure body in the SK system, Your Majesty. The inhabitants refer to it as the planet Earth.
Anyway, it's decided Earth has to be conquered. Why? To quote George Mallory, because it's there. Let's hope Roxaya shares Mallory's fate by being stabbed, electrocuted, thrown through a window, falls through a roof, and finally splattered across the ground and exploded.
If you're able to manage that, Roxaya, you will be admired forever as the King of Kings.
Gavanian Jesus is shit in comparison. He only has one horn.
The Gavanans decide to finish off the Jelusians and conquer Earth in one fell swoop, by literally stealing a plot from mid-60s Doctor Who and turning the planet Jelusia into a battle station and using that to invade the Earth. I kind of hope this inspired Starkiller Base in The Force Awakens, because then Star Wars was running on a third-generation shit idea, and I like the thought of J.J. Abrams being the back end of a creative human centipede.
Master! Look! The sky! It's leaving us!
Come back, Sky! I promise I can change! I can change!
Soon, an unidentified planet, moving from the Andromeda Nebula toward the solar system.
That's no planet. That's Navi from The Legend of Zelda after she got sick of people not listening to her, so she stole the power of the Triforce.
A space hieroglyphic message was received and decoded by Earth.
Using what? The Space Rosetta Stone? And that wasn't a space hieroglyphic, that was a fucking meteor. And how do you receive space hieroglyphics unless they're carved into a fucking meteor? Okay, you win this round, movie. Anyway, as you'd expect, it's time for some kind of war among the stars. A stars war, if you will.
Fire! Fire!
Fire the kamikaze shuttle! This isn't even our war! I just wanted to study space mistletoe! From space!
They want war. And they shall have it.
Roxaya! You don't have to put on your red cape. You don't have to give your body to the fight. Roxaya! I just remembered I cannot sing, so I should stop. Earth lost the battle, so the best fake UN since Left Behind convenes. Sky Marshal Deans took responsibility and resigned. His replacement is Sky Marshal Tahet Maru.
We can ill afford another Klendathu.
The first thing the replacement does when losing an intergalactic war between the stars is to go find the still drunk General Garuda, who's so drunk he tries to use a Jedi mind trick to convince the guy that the UN's not just down the street.
You've come a long way, my friend. You've come a long, long way.
This is an exciting scene, though mainly because of the amount of flowers in the pub, and because they're all drinking literal mana potions.
Earth is on the verge of annihilation. That must not happen.
Not to be selfish, but it would make it hard for me to be re-elected.
I don't know if the amount of facial hair in the scene somehow got him high, or if Garuda chose to dress like a fisherman pimp crossbred with a geography teacher, but he's to be Earth's special envoy.
Be Earth's special envoy.
Special envoy?
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying?
Earth's special envoy.
Special envoy?
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying?
Earth's special envoy.
Special envoy?
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying?
Earth's special envoy.
What are you saying?
Earth's special envoy.
What are you saying?
Earth's special envoy.
What are you saying?
Earth's special
Mistress, stop!
What?
It's imperative that you stop and let us fast forward the movie 8 seconds so we can escape this loop. The future depends on it.
But he is Earth's special envoy.
Special envoy?
Mm-hmm.
Done. The danger is now past. The movie has been moved forward 8 seconds.
Okay. Sorry about that, mistress. We think your enemies inserted this into the film, so you would be stuck in an infinite time loop and then wouldn't be around to stop their nefarious plans. You don't want to know what it's like in our timeline. There was piles of dead, not even just minions. The seas rose, but then that washed the bodies away, so that was kind of okay.
Looking at the amazing technology on Teddy, I must have been locked in there for years.
What? Oh, no. It was only like 5 hours from now. I just found Teddy in the kitchen playing with the tinfoil.
Teddy likes tinfoil. It makes me all shiny and warm.
Yeah, I think he's jealous of our new masks. Anyway, the timeline's been fixed. We're gonna go. Bye-bye.
Wait. Any ideas who's responsible? Who tried to fuck with the divine Hagan's day?
I probably shouldn't tell you, but you're literally God, so you can't exactly fuck up much of the timeline. The signal came from somewhere in the Mediterranean. Now, I gotta go before Teddy electrocutes himself again.
Teddy is hot.
Cyprus.
Be Earth's special envoy.
Special envoy?
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying?
Earth's special envoy.
Sorry. That should fix it this time. I shouldn't have brought Teddy. His tinfoil messed everything up.
Garuda is to go to the Gavanas to buy the Earth more time for their final assault, followed by the Gavanas' victory and crashing the Earth into Jupiter during a celebratory joyride. Meanwhile, the heroes have been beating the shit out of each other because they've all realised the others are assholes, and eventually the Gavanas have had enough of their shit. There's a defecation joke in there it could do with a rewrite, but there's no time because pew 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 pew. Those bastards blew up the beach house. We bought that with the raid money! You know, for all their beach house destroying capabilities, those guys have some really shit lasers. It's like they're being attacked by a weaponized laser pointer that only works against cats and the odd beach house. So the Gavanas grab Hat Guy, because if you're going to torture one of these guys to death, it might as well be him. Filled with the purpose of having an enemy nearby and finding another walnut, they chase the Gavanas down, before crashing their model into a matte painting because a second unit director really wants the Gavanas to skin Hat Guy alive. If so, hard to blame him.
Where do you think we are?
The same place as before, they just tinted the shot. Anyway, they're found by a lone warrior on a horse from space. It's John Caradoc of Mars.
Yeah, an obscure Arthurian reference. Fist bump! Yeah.
Nah, it's even better. It's Sonny fucking Chiba, rightful ruler of the Gavanas. And I'll just assume Chiba really was an alien warlord. It just makes sense, you know? Anyway, he found another of the nuts, and as a man who understands the power of his nuts, he instantly put on a chain around his neck. Fair play to you, not everyone can pull off a decorative droop.
Shut up!
Sir, we just finished that mural of the Earth you wanted.
Why are you the most exquisite sight my eyes have ever beheld?
I think he likes it. Maybe we'll get a raise.
Why do I hunger for you so?
Okay, if he unzips his trousers, that's our cue to leave the room.
Why do you excite me?
Let's go! Garuda arrives in his ship, specially adapted from an egg slicer. As is the local custom, he's also dressed like an anime character. And somehow Vic Morrow looks even more pimp than before. They drag out Hat Guy, I assume because they want the general to join in with the execution. Everyone laughs at Hat Guy because the only thing funnier than him dying is him being terrified of dying. Anyway, Garuda picks out one of the men at random and challenges him to a duel.
This man may be a fool. He's a citizen of my planet. You make him beg for his life and then fight for him. You are challenged!
I want a space duel at Space Dawn from space!
He only has to challenge one because, let's be honest here, all those fucking Gavanas look alike.
That's racist!
They don't just look alike, but they all look like an off-brand version of me. Here we go, bitch slaps at 10 paces. The bad guy made two of the classic blunders. One, he shot before the 10th step, and two, he fucking missed, letting Garuda dominate the room like Tetley at a teabagging convention.
I was disgraced by this coward.
Replace him with a coward who can shoot straight!
Go and throw the body out.
Garuda goes into a spiel to try and buy time for Earth to rebuild its forces when Roxaya finally, and very rudely, notices his collar. The plan doesn't work, and the Gavanas decide to kill the moon as a show of force. As threats go, it's loud and clear. There are a number of even worse Doctor Who episodes they could use next, meaning that the human race has mere hours to surrender, or the Gavanas will unleash their beast below, with the twin dilemmas of love and monsters. A good man could go to war, but the Earth would be left a planet of the dead. It would be the end of time as World War III engulfed the Earth, leaving nothing but a pyramid at the end of the world. And perhaps some survivors, deep in the forest of the night. So Garuda gets drunk again and decides to commit a form of suicide by cop, only slightly less ostentatious than his outfit, and do one-man raid in the Gavanas.
Tell Chairman Noguchi Don Quixote has returned.
Don Quixote has returned, sir? I don't get it.
Tell him I'm going to headbutt a windmill.
Oh, and the others are approaching Jelusia.
Do you have any ideas?
Just let us handle it. We already have plans, right?
Right! Shooting stuff's not a plan, that's a method! No, they don't even do that. They split the ship into 3 pieces, get in under the Gavanas' radar, and then reform it because they spent good money on models that could do that. And by the fucking Liabe, they were going to make use of it. Garuda, Babe, and Hat Guy have already arrived and gone camping with the Jelusians because their group suicide attempt is taking longer than expected.
Who is this man?
Oh, Prince Hans. He's also one of the Liapi Brave.
Welcome. Welcome.
An honor.
It's a touching meeting between Garuda and the usually solo Prince Hans. Before now, neither of them had ever met anyone who misunderstood the concept of camouflage like they did.
I thought I was the only one.
This must be what it's like when doves cry. The head druid uses magic scrying pool to show the planet-struck ship's weak spot.
The only way to defeat the Gavanas is to destroy their ability to generate power.
The reactor is located here, deep in the finale of Spaceballs.
Of course, destroying that will kind of explode the planet or something. Terrible loss that. Crying shame. Truly, this place is a jewel in the crown of reality. Anyway, Oroko is so distraught he's forgotten where the camera is.
Why must he destroy Jerusalem? Why?
Dude, it's only a planet, and a shit one at that. It looks like a model. You could do way better. Well, maybe not you, because you're shit too, but you know what I'm saying!
Well, he's about to turn traitor. Oh well, let's finish the plan.
There's a spiral tube. Leads right to the furnaces. But it's only about 10 meters in diameter.
That's impossible, even for a computer.
It's not impossible. I used to bullseye womp rats in my T-16 back home. They're not much bigger than 2 meters.
True, look, but you never have to fly your ship up a womp rat's ass to get to the smaller thing that you need to shoot. Unlike these two, apparently.
What did he say, 10 meters in diameter?
How about threading the needle?
Say, look, they can't just do it, but they can crochet you a new milking smock while they do it.
Maybe that's why they were chosen by the Levi seeds.
Honestly, I think my favourite subtle part is Vic Morrow's stubborn refusal to pronounce the Abbey like everyone else.
Miracle Levi seeds. The Levi seeds. I want you to study that plan. Every detail, all the interior structures, and I want you to remember it.
Oh, Mr. Garuda, can we take the magic pond with us? A musket? Holy fuck, budget cuts from space are fucking brutal. Beba finds one of the walnuts because the Liabi gods are too lazy to send a fucking email.
Liabi nut. Look, Beba too. Find Liabi nut.
Babe, I told you before, it's Liabe! Now get it right or I'll use my dick to give you a reprogramming you won't soon forget!
Drop your weapon!
Holy fuck, they do that in real life too? No one expects the Japanese Inquisition! They're brought into the palace, where Roxaya's snowflake giant hologram explains that one of them is a traitor.
One of you is a traitor.
Nah, movie, you see, I watched you recently, and at least 4 of these guys were traitors at some point.
So the bodyguard ran off, and less than 2 minutes later they were captured. Even if they were meeting 20 fucking feet from the palace, it would take longer than that to arrange the capture. In space, no one can hear you note the passage of time. From space. Anyway, it turns out that destroying Jerusalem was the straw that broke Asian Sean Astin's back. I am so shocked.
You listen to me. I'll kill you. I'll not let you do it.
Anyway, the brilliant sight of a small amount of orange soon changes his mind. I'm not getting this. He's seeing a bunch of literal aliens and a microwave on legs, touched by his gods in a way that he isn't, and suddenly he's okay with them blowing up the planet. I'm only barely human, so I'm no expert, but surely this should have the opposite effect. Well, I'm sure you taught that giant hologram a lesson. Turns out that the bodyguard was the last chosen of the gods because one of the nuts was attached to his head and no one fucking noticed. Maybe they all assumed it was a very festive tumour and they were too polite to mention it.
Rocco!
Anyway, that's what we call insta-redemption, or, since it happened so fast, demption. Battle, 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 battle. Message from space is much better than Star Crash. What the fuck was Marjorie Gortner doing in that film? Da 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 da. Wait, what was I doing? Oh yeah, battle, 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 etc. Shiro and Aaron fly off into the planet's interior. The green one has to pull double duty as both Han and Chewie. Hat Guy is useless, Garuda has a mustache. The princess is leading the remains of her people to an escape ship because this is also secretly Thor Ragnarok. And fucking finally we get to the lightsabers.
Well, less lightsaber and more taser sword. Sonny Chiba, when I left you, I was but the learner. But now, I am the Star Wars copier too. Only a copier of evil, Roxaya!
Die!
like 6 deaths. Stabbed, electrocuted, thrown through a window, fall through a roof, hit the ground and explodes. 7 if you include having to look at his fucking mother before he dies. The funny thing about this timing is that most of the Gavanas are going to assume that Roxaya was a load-bearing boss. You know, in retrospect, this destroying the planet thing wasn't really necessary. Roxaya's dead. Oh well, planet's destroyed, everyone survived. Except him.
This planet, Jelusia, is my motherland. My last wish is to be part of its destiny.
But he barely counts as a walking form of exposition, let alone a character. Anyway, the Gavanas died as they lived, on fire and screaming in pain, and the Jelusians are off to find a new home. Or be slaughtered by Thanos, who took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. From space. All the remaining heroes, and Hat Guy, decide to join them on their journey towards a sequel that will never happen.
Too bad. If Beba 2 went back to Earth, Beba 2 gets Purple Heart.
Forget about your medals, Beba. There are more beautiful dreams in space.
Well, Beba's gonna get laid harder than one of Chirpy's eggs after she fucks Comet the Super Horse.
Good thing with the right attachment he can suck like a Hoover. Herbert Hoover. This was better than Star Crash, and watching it felt like a weird kind of deja vu. There's so much stuff here that would appear in later Star Wars films, in some form or another. Chunks of the model work appear to have been reused in the show Starfleet, and a bunch of characters feel like they kicked off whole stock anime space show characters. This is far from terrible, and is probably the best of the obvious Star Wars rip-offs. Come for the who's who of Japanese actors that you're sure you saw in that thing you can't remember the name of, but stay for the harmless fun and the most loving relationship between man and machine ever put on film. Well, except for Tetsuo the Iron Man.
I'm the Amanda Hagan, and I'm out of here before Cammy arrives to give me a fucking nut.
Oi, Hagan!
Oh, fuck.
I've arrived to give you a nut.
No, I don't want your fucking walnut. Not doing another skit!
Walnut? No, this is a testicle.
Your ball? Why the fuck did you do that?
I don't know, I got high, I thought it was a good idea. Less so now. Oh, I'm starting to feel pain again. Ow. 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 Ah. Fuck. Ah.
An alien predator has discovered the ultimate feeding ground. Earth.